Hi everyone, I hope you're well. Thank you for being here today. I'm so pleased that you're joining me for this creation. So, I've got something in my mind that I'd really like to create on my canvas. I'm actually using a smaller canvas. I'm using just a 10-inch by 12-inch canvas. I'm really mindful that I normally use larger canvases and not everyone can either afford larger canvases or have the space or the room to create. So I wanted to do some creations on a smaller scale so everyone can join along. And if you want to go big, then go big. There is nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to take you down onto my table to show you my canvas, the tools that I'm using and the colours that I've chosen. I'm only using 4 colours and I'm using a ready mix paint. So without further ado, let's start painting, and as always, let's see what we can create. Okay, so I'm actually using Pebio's pouring paints. They're ready mix paints, and as you can see, I'm using a gold, I'm using a deep magenta, I'm also using a black along with a cobalt blue. So they're my 4 colours. This is my canvas, just a standard canvas. As you can see, just a standard canvas. It's 12 inches by 10 inches. I've got my tape, I've got my scissors, and then I've got my 2 tools. So I'm going to be using those to create the pattern on top. I'm excited for this. I am going to use those 4 colours and let's create something just a little bit different together. If you follow along, please let me know in the comments below. So the initial step to this creation is creating a frame around the canvas. And we're just going to do that by using the tape, and I'm going to place the tape around all 4 sides of this canvas to create that frame. So I'm just pressing the tape down quite firmly just to ensure that it seals against that canvas. I want to kind of minimize the bleeding of the paint behind that tape. I'm going to use this large scraper initially, and I'm going to place the paint on one side of the canvas and scrape that across. A bit like when I've used the squeegee before. I don't know if you've seen any of my previous creations when I've done that, but it's that same concept. So I'm just going to layer some paint now on this side and then use my scraper to spread that paint across. And it's about how these colours are going to work together. So I've got that deep magenta as a base coat initially, with that metallic and that gold on top. So let's use this large scraper. I'm literally dipping it into the paint, pressing down quite firmly and just dragging the scraper from one side to the other. Don't worry about the gaps that appear, we can fill those in. Just going to take off the excess paint and then I'm just going to scrape along again. It's just about really looking at those natural patterns that form. And then this is what I really love about abstract. You can create different things on a canvas, and one person can look at it and see something, and another person can see something completely different. And that's what I really love. That's what I enjoy about this kind of art form. So there are a few gaps, and I'm just going to use some gold to fill those in with my smaller wedge. So I'm just going to get another piece of kitchen towel because I want to scrape off the excess paint that the wedge picks up when I start swiping across that surface area. So now I've got all that colour on the base, I'm now going to use the wedge to create some shadows and some depth. And what I mean by that is I'm literally going to just press down quite firmly, drag the wedge across the canvas to create different shapes, and that will create different depth because I'm scraping excess paint off that surface area. I'm not going to add any more paint because I'm just going to use the volume of paint that I've got. I do want to include a little bit more gold actually, so I'm going to just add a little bit more of that in shortly. But I'm just using what I've got here on my surface area. And as I'm doing this, I can almost see like a shoreline. There's the magenta sky, so it could almost be like a sunset, and then the shoreline and the sea underneath. I don't know if you can see it, maybe from this way up as you're viewing this video, but if you can see something, I'm really intrigued to see what you see. So just drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Okay, so I'm happy with this one. I'm finished, I'm done. So I'm now going to take each piece of tape off just to reveal that frame, and then I'll take you in for a closer look at the wet version, let it dry, and I'll show you the dry version too. Okay, here we go. Let me take you in for a closer look. I just love this colour palette. I love the depth of this piece. I love the lines. And yeah, I'm excited to hear what you think of it. I know it's very different to what I normally do. This is just allowing myself that freedom to paint, to explore, to evolve with my own creativity. And if you do that too, let me know how you're feeling about it. Sometimes when we step out of our comfort zones, we have different emotions, we have different reactions. I'm excited to see where this is going to go. I feel really inclined to do more of this kind of work. And let me know if you'd like me to do this too, and if you'd like me to showcase this in videos. If not, that's totally fine. But I think variety is key to evolving as an artist and evolving with your own creativity. A big thank you to each and every one of you, not only for being here today, but supporting me throughout my fluid art journey. I've been doing this for over 5 years now, and I feel so lucky from all the support that I get. Not only about the people that share and like the videos and comment, but it's the emails that I receive and just that love, support and encouragement. So I'm really grateful for all of that. And whatever you're up to creatively, I hope you're having fun. I think that's one of the most important things to say. Have a great week ahead. Thank you for being here. And I really hope I get to see you again in the next video. And remember, let me know what you see in this piece. Have a great week, everyone. See you soon. Take care. Bye.